Hello, hello, hello. It's Dr. Tamara Beckford, and I'm the host of the EBS show. That's right. What's EBS, you ask? That's the EntreMD Business School, which is the premier business school for physician entrepreneurs, right? So I am here to introduce you to one of my lovely classmates. This is Dr. Violina Bhattacharyya, and she is the founder and CEO of Wonder Kids Pediatrics in Florida. Woo! All righty. So, Dr. Bhattacharya, thank you for stopping by to talk to all of those who are here wondering, I'm not sure if EBS is for me, right? So it's like, okay, this is great. All these people, they're saying all these great things, but let me hear from another person and see really what's going on over there in that school that all these people are talking about. So tell us, where were you mentally before joining the EntreMD Business School?
First, let me tell you, with my smile, you can see how I'm excited to be here, right? To talk about my story. It's something people need to hear. Absolutely. Where was I? Where was I? Not too long ago, 2 years ago, let's say, because I joined the EBS last year. Mm-hmm. So before that, I was the employed physician, the traditional employed physician. And I'm sure a lot of people would identify with that role, mm-hmm. because we like a dedicated physician, the healer, the doctor. I'm going to do my best. I go to work every day and I'm like, I am going to be the best version of myself today. I'm going to make every patient happy. And then I come home like knocking my head on my driving the wheel, what a day. I mean, you go to work thinking that you're going to give your best, but then that's, I was that physician who was like frustrated, like you come home frustrated and this is not what I went to work for. And you wake up every morning and you're like thinking, oh God, how do I manage my day? Because your day is dictated by your employer, right? So you're like, how your timings, how much time you spend in the room, and what you tell the patient is all curated. Like you can't do more than you really can is allowed by your employer. So there I was, like a lot of physicians would identify kind of going towards burnout, frustrated, feeling constrained, like you don't know how to make this better. You want to make this better. You are a driven person. You are thinking of different ways, but not everything was under my control. So you were that physician who was like, I don't know, I feel stuck at my work.
And frustrated. So, you're stuck, you're frustrated. You figure that there's something more out there. How did you get introduced to the EntreMD Business School?
So with exploring, you're like, now you feel stuck, but then you're a physician. You have done a lot of difficult things. You graduated medical school. Mm-hmm. So you start exploring, you start looking around and talking to people. And then that's how I stumbled into EBS through the social media. Mm-hmm. So I was looking and I was trying to see what other people were doing, because of course, I'm sure I'm not the only one feeling stuck, not knowing what to do, how to do. Like, I know I'm so much more able to do than what I'm doing now, but how do I do it? Like, who's going to support me? How do I, my husband is not a physician, so I'm looking for other physician communities. Mm-hmm. So where I can find some support, and like that would help me, like give me some guidance to do what I want to do. Like, you have all these jumble ideas in your mind and you're like thinking like, who actually knows and who's actually done something, who's in my position. Mm-hmm. And that's how I saw Dr. Una's messages, and she was like, and I'm like, this woman speaks my language. Like, she's a physician and she is trying to make a difference. Mm-hmm. I mean, in the healthcare industry, and people are listening to what she's saying. So I need to pay attention. So maybe this is where I need to be.
So you joined the business school. Sorry. So you're there, you're like, I'm frustrated. There has to be more. You start doing your research and you see, and you start hearing, Dr. Una and the EntreMD Business School. Did you attend any of the EntreMD live, or did you attend? Yes. So
Yes,
when you're
yes.
attending the live, what was going on through your mind?
Yeah, no, that's like funny. I never, like I never ever even listened to a podcast. Like now I hear people saying, oh, I listened to Dr. Una's podcast, and that's how I got drawn towards her. I had no idea she had a podcast. I just, when I saw the first time I actually stumbled into her, she was talking about her EntreMD live last year.
Mhm.
And I signed up for that. I'm like, let's see, she is talking what I want to hear. And she's a physician, and that's how I attended. That was the first thing. I wasn't like signing up to join in school, business school. I was signing up to listen to what that EBS life had to offer. And then she was like, oh, I hear you, physician. I am a physician. I do that. I'm like, I have been there. I've done that. And this is what I did. And these are the changes I saw. And people, it works. And I need you to try. And her dedication, her like genuineness, you could see it. Like she was really like determined that she's going to do what she has, and she has seen changes. So I'm like, okay. So she did talk about the EBS business school, and like how it was open for enrollment. And I was like, I didn't have all these plans before. So there was an option that you can sign up like month wise. And then if it doesn't work for you, if this is not your place, you can always leave. So I signed up for the business school. Like I'm going to put one foot in there and see. Like, I'm all confused at that stage, right? You have no idea, like you had no direction. You have all the ideas, but you're like, okay, let me try this. Why not? And we'll see. It's not going to hurt. And that's how I got into the EBS business school.
Wow.
And
so
I don't want to leave now.
Wonderful, wonderful. No, but there's so many changes that have occurred in, you, Dr. Bhattacharya, since you entered the school. So, tell them how you felt when you first entered, and how do you feel now? What are some of your changes?
So no, when I entered, and there was like we were one of the first like group when I joined, like my other classmates, including you, right? So we were all there, like we all had brought in our ideas, and we were like, I know, Dr. Una, you seem to know what you're doing, and you are here to guide us, and we are going to listen to you, and we'll see if you work. We were like full of hopes. We were not like most of us, we didn't have business, I think. Like some of us did, but most of us had ideas, right? So including me, we were like, oh, here I come with my ideas. I think I can change the world. I think I can do this, but I really don't know if I really can. Right. I mean, we were in two minds. So here, Dr. Una, here's my idea. Tell me what to do. Like, so we sit there like we are not sure we do want to do. I mean, like a lot of mixed feelings. So, and then 1 year goes by, like you get step-by-step accountability, like, and ideas, and, you do how to speak, how to build your confidence, how to write up think about yourself as an expert, and whatever you have been feeling, a lot of that has to do with your, I forgot the word now, what's that word?
You're an expert. What you've been feeling intimidated, but then you get confidence to really put out there what it is that you have thought about, right? Because you have this plan, like you said, to change the world. You have these ideas, but you don't know how to do it. So you come to the business school, and then you have a plan laid out for you. And then you're like, so if I follow these plans, this will happen. And you follow it in your own way, in your time, with the encouragement of your classmates.
Yes.
And absolutely. So now, founder, CEO of Wonder Kids Pediatrics, there have been some challenges as you're putting together, your grand opening, but these challenges have not stopped you.
Yes.
Do you think that you'd have had that same confidence had you not been a part of this business?
No, never. Because that's what the word that I was trying to find, the imposter syndrome. That was it just had a thought block. It's like it just holds you down, it pulls you down. and I didn't know that it's imposter syndrome. I was so like not confident, I was looking for, before joining the EBS, I was looking for classes where I could actually build my self-confidence, so that I can like actually put myself out there confidently, because bring what's inside me, the best inside me, bring it out. So I was looking for other things too, like not just a business. I wasn't looking for a business school. I was looking for something that would actually make me the person I really am, like the best version of me. So, because all of us know, I have talked to a lot of physician friends now, and they would ask me like, how do you actually do this? Because we are not entrepreneurs, we are physicians. So that was where I was like, and now I'm like with guidance, with like, you get literally hand holding in the EBS, right? So you are like, you're not judged, that you are like, what, this so-and-so classmate of you did so much and you are just behind. We are not behind, we are following our own trajectory. Absolutely. So which is the best thing that happened to me, because if I was judged, because everybody's story is different and everybody starts at a different point. Your starting point is different. So that helped me actually, the guidance and the support from the community, that's another good thing about being in the EBS. It's not just Dr. Una, you're learning from everybody, everybody's experiences, because somebody might be ahead of you and might have done something that you would need to do the next week. And you're like, oh, okay, I got it. So, and with all that step-by-step guidance, I'm like now, like I started the whole concept of Wonder Kids Pediatrics. It did start like after 6 months of joining the EBS. Like after 6 months in the school, I was like, yeah, no, I can do my own like business. I mean, 6 months ago, I was where a lot of my friends, like a lot of my pediatrician friends are right now, feeling stuck, not knowing what to do. And if it would really work, like give up their employed comfortable positions and then take a leap and say, really, does it work? Because lots of people will tell you, don't start a practice right now. This is not the time. But no, I went ahead. I knew like something, I believed in my expertise. What if I didn't, like my business didn't fly? But then I still know, and nobody's going to take away my degree. Nobody's going to take away my expertise. So I did have stumbling blocks. Like it's been almost a whole year since the whole concept started of starting this whole brick and mortar practice. So I have been dealing with all these problems, like, the hoops that I have to cross to start a practice. So I'm working, but it hasn't got me deterred. Like I'm still determined, because now I pivoted to other things. Like I started speaking. I was never a speaker, like God help me. Like
how was that part of the Violina prior to the business school? Would this Violina have raised her hand to answer any questions?
I would, because if it was a nerdy question, it was intelligent, like a doctor question. But speaking up and saying, "Oh no, I'm going to change the world, not me." No,
not me. Oh, no. I'm not going to speaking engagements. So tell us where you've been speaking since you have been in the business school. Like you're now going out there, and you are now a sought after speaker.
I'm beginning to be a sought after speaker. So I have done with the EBS, I have like volunteered to speak for talk about what the EBS has helped me with. I have signed up with a local moms group, and we are actually this weekend, I'm like, right now, I'm even waiting for this is an event for new moms. So I recorded a video. I recorded 2 videos for them. One like a pitch saying like, what, I'm so-and-so doctor, I'm excited to answer questions. The second one was like talking about newborn moms, new babies. And so it's out there and now in the event, and I'm waiting for people to ask me questions and I would answer them. Like, my whole process of pivoting from just a brick and mortar practice to educating beyond the office and like trying to do a change in a different way, not necessarily waiting and getting frustrated that my office is not opening up. So I'm there. And then I joined, like I put myself out there in the community. I started meeting different people and talking with them about my mission, my ideas. And so I was also approached by the local Chamber of Commerce to come and talk about diversity and inclusion in terms of a physician's perspective. So I wanted, that's in the plans too. And then I also saw with this local moms group, actually I signed the contract to write a blog, one blog a month at least for the 1 year. So all of these, like that transformation, it's like I'm a different person. I'm not waiting for my office to open, or I mean, I'm waiting, but not like being frustrated by all the blocks that it's like, you know, that's happening, and not like opening and not being able to open on the time I wished. I'm doing other things in the meantime.
Wow.
And
so you're out there. You've put yourself out there, which is something you would not have done because you felt as if you did not belong, which is that imposter. The confidence level was low, but you knew there was something in you. You knew that this Violina is in you, the one who wants to go out there and help and do it on her own terms, right? So you joined the school. Within 6 months, you said, that's it. I'm going to go and I'm opening up my own practice. So you're working towards building your practice, and then you're having stumbling blocks, which are out of your control. And you recognize that it's out of your control. And despite that, you still put yourself out there. You're meeting with Moms Group, you're signing contracts to be one of their main bloggers. You are there in the Chamber of Commerce, and you're there in the chamber talking to them about diversity and inclusion. You've even started talking on your American Association of Pediatrics.
Correct. Yes, I also signed up, and I would never have thought, oh my God, who am I to even, like, that's such a big organization. Why would I even like go ahead and I want to do volunteer to write something for them or speak on them? But like I was signing up, like I have no hesitations, like being a book reviewer, I mean, an article reviewer. I mean, I signed up for everything. Like I'm so just because I could identify myself as an expert, which was, I would never have thought I would. I'm a pediatrician. I go to see patients, I take care of kids in the office, and then I come home. I get my paycheck in 2 weeks. I'm comfortable. My employer has my health insurance. Like, why should I even get out of that? You know, like, why should I try to build a practice and then get so many negative things on the way, stumbling blocks? Why do I have to do all that? It's so much worth it, I can tell you. Like, I'm smiling right now. I wouldn't have been smiling that much. I mean, because
so despite the challenges, you're still smiling because you don't see them. You just see them, as you said, they're just stumbling blocks along the way. You're not letting it stop you. You know that there's more out there. And this confidence that's exuding from you through this smile, like you found it, and you found the Violina that's there. What are some of these people are saying? Like, who is this Violina? Who are the people who went to med school with you, the people who went to residency with you? Are they seeing this change that we see?
Definitely, yes. People are like, you know, I spoke with you or if you did a couple of days ago, and I have like so many people watching that, and like we are so proud of you because, you know, yeah, this is something people want to do, and a lot of people are hesitant. And I can tell you when I speak to that, and I did it, like I just crossed a bridge, I went on the other side, and I'm like, no, I can do it. And you have known me. I mean, it's not like I was born with a special talent or like under a special star. It's just me. It's just you have to change your mindset and you can do it. I mean, you don't have to think like I have had questions like I did. Yeah. And that's the other thing. I did go and talk to like, you know, other pediatrician friends who have like approached me and said like, do you really think you can do this? Like, because we want to do it. But is it possible? Like they have the same hesitations, you know, as me, as I had before. And I'm like, you know, you can do it. You take risks every day. This is, if you're thinking this is a risk that you don't want to take or you're hesitant about taking, think about that. Like you go to work and you take the risk every time you make a decision about somebody's life. It's not 100% ever. Nothing is 100%. We know that. You always go to work. Yeah. Everything you do, you take a risk. So what is the worst thing that can happen? You're still going to be a doctor at the end of the day. Try it out. And you never know, you might be happy. You might be like my life might be changed.
Wonderful. So now those who are thinking about joining the EntreMD Business School, what would you say to them?
So don't hesitate any longer. I'm sure those who are thinking are just taking their time, but I would say this is our time to make changes. So don't wait. Be the part of the changers, like the people who change medicine, because we are doing it and we need everyone to join hands together. It's worth every penny and invest, and you're going to get returns way more than what you have invested. Because I can tell you, it's not just like business, it's professional development, like personality development. You see, all of us are like different people right now. And you're not going to get them in like a traditional business school. I could have joined like a master's in business, but they're not, that is different. It's like a framework, but this is like the real deal. I mean, this is where people will tell you, yeah, we are physicians, we did this, we went through these things. It's not a framework that's given to you and to help you find yourself somewhere in your field. It's like your field, you're right there. Like you're telling you that this is what we did. This is how we physicians think. This is our weaknesses. This is our strengths. One physician to another physician, they're holding hands. The power of that community, you're not going to get it anywhere else. Worth every penny. Yeah.
Priceless. Wonderful. Like Dr. Violina Bhattacharya said, you're getting practical skills. You're here, you're working with physicians who think like you. We've been trained to think a particular way. So we're undoing all of the training that are the stumbling blocks to getting us to take action. Undoing all of that, you're around a community of people who understand your fears and your hesitancies, and they help you to get through that and to take action. And like you said, personal development, and at the same time as business development, entrepreneurial development, all a part of the EntreMD Business School. Thank you, Dr. Violina Bhattacharya, for spending this time with us. And, thank you for giving such great amounts of wisdom to those who are really thinking about it. I hope that they do listen, and I'm pretty sure they will. So we'll just officially welcome them to the EntreMD Business School. Say hi to our new classmates. Hi.